The election of 1917 and how Russian politics has changed since. The 1917 Russian Revolution was the first time in history that a country had been led by a communist party. The Russian Revolution is one of the most important events in 20th century history. It changed many things for Russia and its neighboring countries, including how they are governed today. The Russian Revolution began in 1917. At this time, the Tsar was still in power of Russia. The Tsar was forced to abdicate his position by the people, and a new government, led by Vladimir Lenin and Leon Trotsky, came into power. Lenin's government then made many changes to Russia, including abolishing private property, banning religion, as well as changing the calendar to adopt the Gregorian calendar. The Soviet Union was founded in 1922 by Vladimir Lenin as a socialist state, which then broke up into smaller countries, some of which are now members of the European Union. The Russian Revolution is considered one of the most important events in 20th century history. The Bolshevik Revolution resulted from the October Revolution of 1917. The Bolsheviks wanted to end the rule of the Tsars and create a more democratic government which would allow workers to share in their products. This was accomplished with the October Revolution, and it also meant that Russia could not participate in World War I, because they were no longer part of the Tsar's monarchy. The Bolshevik Revolution resulted from the October Revolution of 1917 and began with a group of Bolshevik revolutionaries led by Vladimir Lenin that took control of Russia on November 6, 1917. The Bolsheviks wanted to end the rule of the Tsarist monarchy and, with the support of the Russian people, established a communist government. The Bolshevik Revolution, led by Lenin and his followers in October 1917, overthrew the power of the ruling elite in Russia and gave rise to an era of reform. The Bolshevik Revolution didn't have much effect in Europe as no other countries were interested in following the example. The Russian Civil War, which was fought from 1918 to 1922, led to the victory of Lenin's communist forces. Civil war after civil war soon followed in Russia, with each battle between communists and anti-communists fighting for control over Russia. The Communist Party of the Soviet Union took power in 1922. World War II was the most violent and deadly event in the 20th century. The war began in 1939 when Nazi Germany attacked Poland, kicking off a series of events that would lead to millions of deaths and much destruction around the world. The Soviet Union joined forces with Western powers to defeat Nazism. What are the different political parties in Russia? Russia is a country that has many political parties. The Russian Federation is a federation of 89 constituent republics, each with its own constitution and government. There are currently 7 major political parties in Russia. United Russia, Communist Party of the Russian Federation, Kprf, Liberal Democratic Party of Russia, A Just Russia, Fair Russia, Yabloko, and the Patriots of Russia. In Russia, political parties are usually divided on the basis of ideology. For instance, Communist Party of the Russian Federation, Kprf, is traditionally a communist party, and United Russia is traditionally a pro-state party. United Russia has been in power since it won 70% of the vote in State Duma elections in late 2011. It claims to represent all of Russia's regions, nationalities, and religions. United Russia is the largest party in Russia to have never been an opposition party. The Communist Party of the Russian Federation, Kprf, is a Marxist-Leninist and anti-imperialist political party currently with 24 seats in the Duma. It was founded on December 4, 1947 as the successor of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, and on October 12, 1991 held its last Congress in Moscow. The Liberal Democratic Party of Russia, LDPR, is a conservative, pro-business party with 23 seats in the Duma. Founded on November 26, 2001 by Vladimir Zhirinovsky, it is arguably Russia's most popular party and has been popular for having a populist leader. The Communist Party of the Russian Federation, Kprf, is a Marxist-Leninist and anti-imperialist political party currently with 24 seats in the Duma. It was founded on December 4, 1947 as the successor of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, and on October 12, 1991 held its last Congress in Moscow. The Liberal Democratic Party, LDPR, is an ultra-conservative party founded in 1990. It has 13 seats in the Duma. The United Russia Party is a moderate conservative political party founded on December 10, 2001 by Yuri Luzhkov. United Russia is also referred to as Putin's party due to its close ties to Vladimir Putin, who was the president of Russia from 2000 to 2008 and has served as Prime Minister of Russia since then. The Communist Party traces its ideology back to the October Revolution of 1917. How the Russian Revolution of 1917 and its aftermath have shaped Russia's politics since then. In the aftermath of the Russian Revolution, Russia was left in a state of political turmoil. The revolution had succeeded in bringing an end to the Tsarist regime and establishing a new government. However, it also led to a civil war and an economic collapse. It showed that revolutions can be successful but only if there is a strong leader who will lead them and make sure that they are not pushed too far. The Russian Revolution was a momentous event in European history. The Soviet Union collapsed in 1991 and the Russian Federation reformed itself. The Bolshevik Revolution represented an interesting interaction of nationalism, socialism, and communism. It is important to note that the Soviet Union collapsed into many different states. The Soviet Union was divided into 15 different states, and each of these states then collapsed into smaller countries. Russia became a vast country with many different ethnic groups and religious beliefs. The Russian Revolution was an event that had serious consequences on the world stage. The Soviet Union was under the control of Russia. It was ruled by Vladimir Lenin and Joseph Stalin. The revolution began in 1917 when Vladimir Lenin came to power and led a communist revolution that overthrew the capitalist government. This resulted in a civil war that ended with the victory of socialism in 1922. After Joseph Stalin came to power, he created an economic system based on collectivization of the economy, industrialization, and centralized planning. He also created a state-controlled system of government with a one-party dictatorship. Between 1929 and 1953, more than 20 million people were killed by Stalin's regime in the Soviet Union. Stay tuned for part 2 of the secrets of the split between the Bolsheviks and Mensheviks in Russia, and don't forget subscribe please.